Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. So sorry I only have one video out today. I was actually pretty busy. My brothers came over and I rearranged the basement a lot. I did a bunch of stuff today. So I'm going to do one video today, but I will have a lot coming out tomorrow and I'll get back sort of on the 2 to 3 videos a day. Most likely 2 videos a day. I'll sort of like pace it out a little bit, but you know, sometimes there's just a lot to talk about. So I'll try to do what I can with all of that. But yeah, we did get a new trailer here and it was actually about all this stuff coming in 2023. And I find it very, very interesting that they actually release something like this right now as The Walking Dead is beginning its last 8 episodes. So anyways, before we go any further, obviously make sure to be a subscriber if you do want to get more Walking Dead content like this. Now, like I said, we did get this new promotion thing here, and it's very interesting that we got this, but we see this whole thing basically where, you know, we hear Rick Grimes sort of talking throughout most of the trailer. Actually, it's really just focused on him, which is kind of cool. I like the fact that they are now able to really feature Rick Grimes in the story again, because it's been a long time, right? Like, it's basically been on all the other characters, but now Rick Grimes, this is why I've been saying this for months now, you know, ever since they announced the show. Like, as soon as The Walking Dead ends this year, like on November 20th, Rick Grimes becomes the central focus again. He becomes the lead. And so this teaser here basically sort of confirms that, you know, like he is going to be the lead. Like everything that we hear from this character, anything we hear about the story, it's going to be revolving around him. I mean, the last couple of years have sort of been like that too a little bit, though I guess they did sort of break away. But obviously a lot of the fans have just been wanting some Rick news and this and that. So it's just sort of been kind of, you know, a lot of that. But yeah, you do hear Rick sort of giving a speech and he says, with everything we've beat, you know, everything we've endured, no matter what comes next, that bigger world is ours. And I really like that. I like the fact that, I mean, it was just so nice to hear Rick Grimes just sort of in a current teaser like this. I think it's really fun and it's cool that they're doing this right now because they want to let fans know that this isn't the end here. And that was basically the reaction I saw online from everyone, though. Like, literally everyone's reaction was like, okay, I'm so excited for next year. And it's funny because if you look at Comic-Con, everyone's reaction to the news is insane. Literally, everyone ignored the last 8 episodes here, and people were just excited to see Rick and Michonne again. And that was like the big thing trending. That's all anyone talked about. So it really shows, you know, the hype going into next year. And, you know, some pretty crazy expectations for that show. Though I would say, you know, a lot of expectations, I mean, I guess there could be really high expectations, but I think people just want to see the characters again. I think we just really miss Rick and Michonne. So I think it'll be just really cool to kind of see them. But yeah, and then we do see some stuff here where it says like, for The Walking Dead, the end is only the beginning. And then it says the universe is expanding, which is really exciting. And so it says coming in 2023. And then we get this amazing shot here where it says Dead City, new series. You see the Statue of Liberty. This, I imagine, like this image of the Statue of Liberty, this is most likely in the show. So what we're seeing here is probably from the show. Just because I imagine they're doing some principal photography, you know, they're probably scouting out a lot of locations, taking some aerial shots like that, and, you know, testing some stuff out right now, because obviously I think that show is premiering in February or March, right? Or it's going to be sometime early next year. Like, the Daryl show is filming this month. Fear the Walking Dead has been filming for about a month or two, I guess closer to 2 months now. Isle of the Dead's been filming for like 3 months. You know, like with all that stuff coming out, I imagine that Isle of the Dead, or not Isle of the Dead, I keep saying that, but Dead City is really going to be the main focus, I think. Like, I think they're going to tease some Rick stuff, obviously, when The Walking Dead ends. But I think, like, Dead City is also going to be there as well. And I think they're going to focus a lot on Dead City and promoting that, you know, throughout all of December and January. And then, obviously, February leading up into the show's premiere. And then they'll tease Fear the Walking Dead, air that for a bit, 8 episodes. And then I think the Daryl show returns. We'll watch that, go back to, you know, Fear the Walking Dead for another 8 episodes, take a bit of a break. And then we'll actually go into the Rick and Michonne show. The next shot here is of Daryl Dixon, and obviously this is in Paris here, and or it's not of Daryl Dixon, but you know, the show is titled that for now. Daryl Dixon, new series. And yeah, again, this is super exciting to actually be seeing this. I guess it is really in Paris, and we are going to see these visuals. Like, that's the one thing with these shows that they can actually do to make things a little more refreshing and exciting, is giving us new locations, new settings, right? I think people would really, really like that. Like, do that more than sort of changing the visuals, right? Like, the tone of the show, the visuals and stuff, if you want, you can change that a little bit. But I think fans really want it to look like the old, you know, Walking Dead. Like, they want it to be watchable, right? I mean, you look at House of the Dragon, like, visually, it basically looks the same as Game of Thrones. So you don't want to change too much with these shows. But I think in the locations that you can give us, that's where things could be a lot more fun. So yeah, I think it's going to be cool because, with Dead City, we're going to be seeing the Statue of Liberty, Empire State Building, this and that. And with the Daryl Dixon show, we're going to be seeing a lot of locations in Paris. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. And then obviously you see the most iconic shot here, which is the Rick and Michonne new series. And you see a CRM helicopter with the CRM logo back there. I actually really wonder if this CRM helicopter is from like the last 8 episodes, or if it's going to be like in a post-credit scene, because it's kind of an interesting thing to have some of these shots here, right? Because obviously this is footage that they have, right? So I'm interested in this. I really cannot wait to see, because that's a real helicopter. It's not like it's animated or it's like a graphic. Like, it's a legit thing. So yeah, maybe this is from the last episodes, or maybe it's from a shot we've already seen before. I just don't really remember seeing the helicopter this close from this angle, really on even Fear the Walking Dead or on the Walking Dead. Like, it was always sort of from the side, but it's possible. I mean, World Beyond, there's a lot of helicopters there. But yeah, definitely, obviously, this series here is going to be a lot of fun. I think that people are going to be, it's going to be big. Like, the last 8 episodes here are a lot of fun, really big. This is just going to be different. Like, Rick Grimes' return is just a whole different thing, right? People really want that character, and it's going to be big. It's just going to be so massive. But then we get to the next shot here, and we see Fear the Walking Dead new season. So obviously that's season 8. Man, like, next year, you can say what you want about Fear the Walking Dead, but the state of the Walking Dead universe with every show that's coming out next year, like, every show matters, right? Like, you have Dead City, which obviously matters. You have 2 big characters there. And then with the Daryl show, you have I guess Daryl for now, but Carol will eventually be there, probably in a season 2 or something, or maybe at the very end, season 1 finale sort of thing, sort of a cliffhanger for season 2. He might run into Jadis or other characters. You have the Rick and Michonne television show, which is, Rick and Michonne. With Fear the Walking Dead, you have Dwight, Morgan, and Madison back, right? Like, that's really incredible. So all 4 shows next year really matter. Every character there, it's going to be a lot of fun. The one show that's not on here, though, that I do want to point out is Tales of the Walking Dead. And so, because there hasn't been any official announcements yet, I'm sort of predicting now, and I'm not really predicting, but I'm sort of under the belief now that I think that Tales of the Walking Dead is done. I think that it was sort of a failed experiment, and I think it's done now, because the ratings were kind of awful. In terms of the cable ratings anyways, for US viewers and stuff, it was 0.3 million. I mean, obviously people don't watch TV like that anymore. I still think that was pretty low. I mean, they still could renew it, we'll see. I don't know about it, though. Honestly, when it comes to Tales of the Walking Dead, I would welcome a season 2. Definitely. I would really welcome a season 2. It's just that it's one of those things that, like, I think they messed up really bad. There were so many amazing stories they could have done. So many ways you could have connected the stories here. They just never did it. Like, they just didn't do a good job with it. Like I always said, like, I think Joe should have been connected to, Tyrese's neighbor. Maybe that should have been Terminus we saw in that episode. I mean, there were so many connections that they could have made, things that, that they could have done to make it matter a little bit more. Maybe bring back more than just Alpha. And so to me, it really sucks with Tales of the Walking Dead, because, that basically sort of puts down any sort of, I guess, possibility that they could bring back the governor and stuff, right? Unless in the future they want to bring back the governor or Abraham or Carl or whoever, right? Like, it does kind of suck. Like, we're basically at that point right now where it's like, yeah, we couldn't really ever see those characters come back, and unless they want to do a separate spinoff or something like that. So maybe, at this point, they're just waiting until after this era sort of ends, and then they'll bring those characters back. But it does kind of, it sucks a little bit that Tales of the Walking Dead is not going to happen anymore. But it only really sucks because the show could have been so good, right? And it wasn't like at all. And so I kind of understand the reasoning for not having the show. So yeah, it seems like Tales of the Walking Dead is done. Obviously, they could renew it at any point. Like, I believe New York Comic Con is happening very soon, so they could renew it then, or they might wait until The Walking Dead's over. Like, they could definitely renew it at some point in the future. But right now, I think they just want to have the shows that are going to be doing really good. And I know people are going to say, well, with Fear the Walking Dead, it hasn't been that great. The thing is, like, season 6 was actually pretty good. You also have some really amazing characters there that you just don't want to leave there. You also went through all this effort to bring Madison back. Season 7 was just awful. I think season 6, it shows how good that show could have been. So I really hope for season 8 that they do that. But it's just one of those things, like, are they going to be able to do that? Are they going to go back to that same sort of storytelling you know, that they did for season 4 and 5. And that's just sort of where it is kind of worrisome. And I think when you look at it, you know, it's easy for them to go back to it because I think the showrunners, that's just sort of their style, right? So it's yeah, it's just one of those things. We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, they did a really great job with season 6, so hopefully they can do that again here. But yeah, 2023, really amazing. It was nice to get this teaser here. I mean, it's kind of cool that they are promoting this stuff right now. Like, they're just sort of promoting Rick again. Like, it's been a while, right? It really feels awesome. So anyways, I'm gonna leave it here. Post all your thoughts down below. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.